Thank you, Emily.
I know you're usually not you're on the other end of this. So what is it like to be on this side of things?
It's a little strange, but it's a huge honor, and then to be linked with to go in the Rangers Hall of Fame with Adrian Beltre, and it's just as Kelly Gavin said, that's icing on the cake, and that's how I feel. But it's just a huge honor, and I'm very proud of it, and I love this organization, and I'm really excited about it. And John mentioned there that Adrian wanted to do it with Elvis in the ballpark. Well, hopefully, I talked to my cousin Ray Fosse last night when I was driving home, and I told him, and I'm hoping he can be here. I hope they're traveling by the time this rolls around in August.
As you get to this point in your career and the honors that you've had, and are you able to put into perspective the career that you've had and truly appreciate it?
I really have just, Emily, I think every day, and you and I have talked before, I've just been I've been in the right place, the right time. I've been very lucky. And I've had this Forrest Gump type of life, and I've had two different types of careers that have allowed me to work at places where people go for vacations and go for fun. And, as I tell all the fans that come into my booth every night, I've never really worked a day in my life. I had so much fun at what I did in Nashville, and so much fun in working in baseball. I just never have really worked hard in my life.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Jared.
Hey, Chuck, congratulations. I'm curious, how did It's Baseball Time in Texas start? Where did you come up with that, and how did that become a pregame tradition?
Well, when I was even in Nashville, I was a baseball fan, and I would listen to, and I used to drive home or drive into the radio station and the hotel at the time of night when a lot of ball games were on the radio, and I would just kind of scan the dials, and I listened to Mark Holtz on WBAP when I was in Nashville, and I heard Mark had said it's baseball time in Texas there. And then when I got here, obviously I heard it here. And so it's always been a tribute to Mark Holtz, similar to the tribute we do for Mark when the Rangers win a ball game and we put Hello Win column on the scoreboard. And I just started doing it's Baseball Time in Texas just as a salute to Mark. Started it doing shortly after he had passed away. And it's really caught on, and it's become something like it's time for Dodger baseball. And then after working the World Series last year and doing that for the Dodger games, and I thought we could put it in a more prominent spot, and we moved it this year to right before the team takes the field. It's really worked out. But to answer your question, it still is a salute to Mark Holtz.
Are there parts of the game presentation or things that you do that are tributes to other people that maybe the average fan or any of us maybe wouldn't even realize?
Probably not one individual, but the first day I worked for the Rangers, I asked a lot of people about traditions, and almost 100% said you have to play Cotton Eye Joe in the seventh inning stretch. So I've never I've never forgotten that. Right off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else like that, but we do have the Hello Win column. And, I tell you what, Jared, we do the when we hit a home run on the scoreboard, you'll see that ball is history, and that's a tip of the cap to Eric. So there's a few things like that.
Congrats again, Chuck.
Thank you.
Evan Grant.
Chuck, congratulations. You have been, I think, the fans' chief advocate here for God knows how long. So what should fans think about their part in this induction?
For me, it's all about them. It's this is for them. I'm representing the fan here. And I think wherever my plaque is, or whatever kind of information there is about this. When they see my name in a press release, or they see my plaque hanging on a wall, or they walk by my booth, I'm for them. It's all about them, and I mean, I'm just like anybody else. I'm a baseball fan, have been for a long time. I can't remember when I wasn't, and I care about their experience. Over the years, hopefully I've succeeded in doing to the best of my ability to make sure a fan has a great time at a ball game, and it's very important to me. And there's nothing better, Evan, that I do right now than every night before the game is I shake hundreds of fans' hands in my booth, and it's an honor to get to do that. And but when they see my name or a plaque somewhere or something, it's for them. I share it with all Ranger fans.
Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Evan.
Levi.
Chuck, I may be asking you for more institutional knowledge than you have, but it's worth a shot. Do you know if there are any other in-game presenters or people in your position that have been elected to Team Hall of Fames?
Not that I know of. I mean, it's what's that? Bob Casey. Bob Casey, the John tells me the PA guy for the Minnesota Twins, who I met a long time ago, and but to my knowledge, other than Bob and I think Bob Shepard, Yankees PA guy's got a plaque in Yankee Stadium. But other than that, I can't think of anybody else.
You mentioned this, or you touched on this a little bit, but is there any part of this job, I kind of like to ask both questions, is there any part of this job that is still kind of as fresh now as it was on day one that you still look forward to as you're driving to the park? And is there any part of the job that got old and you found a way to kind of get rid of that part of the job?
To me, there's nothing better than to do the starting lineups, watch the team take the field, and the start of a ball game never gets old. And what's really expanded that for me, Levi, is this thing that's happening to me in my booth with fans coming in before the game. I am enjoying that so much because I'm hearing so many stories about, especially on Father's Day, so many guys came by with their kids, and they were telling their kids that they listened to me and do the lineups at Arlington Stadium. So that's very special. Levi, I can't say there's been anything that's sometimes when the dot race was a cartoon and I had to make that cartoon every day, and I had the explanation that a fan pays his money to get in, he deserves a different dot race every day. That kind of got tedious, but then watching the fans cheer it in the sixth inning was always the payoff. So I can't say there's been anything that really has gotten old and tired, and I just enjoy coming to the ballpark every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric.
Hey, Chuck, congratulations.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the club, buddy. You mentioned listening to a lot of radio broadcasts. I do that too, and I steal stuff from other announcers, whether it's phrases or I pick up inflections and things like that. Are there other PA announcers from whom you have picked up specific things that are part of the way you do your job now?
I probably, not anybody current, but more when I was growing up as a kid. A lot of folks know I grew up near St. Louis, so my first ballpark was Busch Stadium 1/Sportsman's Park, and the guy there was a guy named Charlie Jones. In fact, I had a fan complaining the other day why I did this, but I still do the lineups the way Charlie Jones did that as far back as the 1940s and the 1960s. When I was there at the ballpark, he announced the player's name twice. And my dad told me, I asked my dad, how come he announces the players twice? And it's so the fan can write the name down in the scorecard. So Charlie Jones, and probably a little bit of the inflections I did came from the Philadelphia 76ers. I was a big Wilt Chamberlain fan growing up, and And I think it was Dave Zinkoff at the Spectrum in Philadelphia that used to go, Hal Greer. So grew up doing that. So it's a lot more of the older guys that when I was a kid growing up that I listened to that I still use some of those things.
Way to go.
Thank you, Eric.
Anything else for Chuck this morning? Let's go to Daniel.
Hi, Chuck. Congratulations on the honor. When you first received the news about this, what were your thoughts kind of going through your mind when you heard it?
Well, the first time I heard it, I was in a staff meeting, and I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to react. And then when I found out it was going to be Adrian Beltre, I've been pinching myself every day, and since that time, Daniel, there's times I'm riding in the car, and I'll think about pleasant thoughts, and then I'll start crying, and then think about pleasant thoughts again, then I'll cry again, and it's really been an emotional thing here over the last week since I was told, but I still can't believe that in watching what Adrian did here and over his career, it's really very special that I get to go in with Adrian Beltre. Thank you.
Mac.
Chuck, congratulations. You're a Hall of Famer. What else do you want to do? I mean, you've done everything that you could do in today's time. What else do you want to do?
Mac, there's one more thing I need to do, and I want to make an announcement sometime for the fans. Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion Texas Rangers. And I'm not going to be satisfied till that happens. And I hope it happens soon because I keep losing hair and I'm getting a lot older. So I hope it happens quick. But that's one thing that I really want to be able to say sometime. I want to have a championship rally outside Globe Life Field and be able to welcome everybody to the World Championship celebration of the Texas Rangers.
What else for Chuck before we let him go? All good? Okay, we'll have Woody in here shortly. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.